really hard, Kyler. Put a lot of pressure on it.
What are y'all doing?
Well, Mother's Day is coming up, and we thought we'd make you a diamond.
A diamond?
Yeah, I heard that if you put a lot of pressure on coal, you could make it into a diamond.
Oh boy, I'm so excited. Keep on going there. Thanks, guys.
Now, we know that's not exactly how this works, but, God is trying to shape us all into his diamonds, into his precious diamonds. In Malachi, it talks about how God can't wait that he can take us back as his precious jewels, as his precious treasure. And each one of you is a precious treasure to God. And while you might feel like a lump of coal sometimes, God looks beneath all that exterior and sees a diamond within. Today we want to encourage you to cultivate, to develop, to endure, to have patience and persistence. Keep your faith and hope in God, and keep pursuing that diamond within the rough. We want to welcome you all here to our service this morning. This month we are going to be diving into a whole sermon about You Rock, and we just want to encourage you. We want to support you in this time of COVID where things have been really challenging, that we feel like we're under intense pressure oftentimes. And we just want to encourage you. So this morning, let us put it all down at God's feet. Let us open up our hearts. Let's ask him to renew us, restore us, rebuild us, recreate us, reshape us into his image through our worship, through our time of prayer as we purify, clarify our hearts. And let's sing out with all of our voices in this song this morning, and let us open our hearts to receive his word, and let it just wash over us and give us hope and encouragement. So we want to invite you to participate. If you'd like to stand to your feet, we'd love for you to sing along with us. Sing so loud that we can hear you all the way over here. We're just glad you're all joining us.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us from your couch or wherever you may be. One of the things I really miss right now is just practicing with our awesome band of talented musicians. Miss you guys. But I guess it's allowed me to try and pick up a few new instruments. So I invite you to join me in Broken Vessels. You'll know at least some of it.
But not forsaken.
Dear God, we want to welcome you into our presence. God, our Heavenly Parent, you love us so deeply. You see the beauty within us, God, and you are working diligently to restore this world, to recreate it, reshape it in your image, God, that you can bring out the shine that is hidden within us, God, that all the stuff that we've been carrying around, all the mistakes we've made, God, we have allowed that to block ourselves from seeing our true essence. And we want to come before you this morning to be encouraged, to be renewed, that we can tear away at that and open ourselves up to be the true sons and daughters that we ought to be, to become true men and women, to become true parents ourselves, God. So help us to be restored this morning. Help us to reclaim that image and bring it out in our brothers and sisters, that we can make this whole world shine. God, we want to offer this to you. We want to offer our service and our worship to you. And I pray this in all of our names gathered here all throughout the world, and here in our little place here in Alabama. We offer this in your name and in our names. Amen and adieu.
I can see you now. Oh, I can see the love in your eyes, laying yourself down, raising up the broken tonight. Thanks y'all so much.
We're just glad that you can all join us here today. Today is a day of renewal, of resurrection, just like every Sunday should be, that we are constantly pursuing the restoration of ourselves. And now more than ever, we need some encouragement. We need some support. I know this has been challenging. We're all under a lot of pressure. We still want to perform like we normally perform. We want to be active. We want to be able to do great things. But we're also confined in tight spaces with a lot of pressure in our lives. And this can be daunting. This can be challenging. And isolation has done different things to each one of us. You know, it's kind of funny, but kind of interesting. Yesterday I'm hanging out with my son, and I was trying to work, but also he wanted to play. And I kept encouraging him to find something to play and find something to do. So he goes off into his room for a few minutes. And he comes back, he's got this mask on and a cape. And I go, "Hey, Kyler." He goes, "I'm not Kyler, I'm Andrew." Andrew's one of his best friends from school. And I said, "Oh, okay, Andrew, how are you?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm good. I just came over to play with Kyler." I said, "Oh, that's awesome." Then Andrew ran out the door. He comes back a few minutes later. I go, "Hey, Andrew." He goes, "Oh, no, I'm not Andrew. I'm Waylon." Waylon's another good friend from school. And he showed and talked a little bit like he was Waylon. And then he ran out and he came back. He goes, "I'm Ilias." "Oh, Ilias, wow, you flew over here." One of his best friends just flew over the ocean and lives in Europe now. And I was like, "Oh, this is so cool. You flew over." He goes, "No, Kyler's got a secret key. All his friends can come through an invisible tunnel into our house." And it was really sweet and charming in one sense, right? That my son could meet his friends, they could have a play date. But I also thought how challenging this has been, for him and for many of us, right? This challenge in us that we need to socially connect. We need our friends. We need acquaintances. We need to interact. And some of us may find ourselves like Kyler, just pretending that our friends are there, trying to imitate that relationship, that playtime. Some of us are really struggling with this, and we're feeling the pressure, we're feeling the struggle. But through pressure, through struggle, sometimes God creates beautiful things out of us. Sometimes it's in these times of difficulties, in these times of challenges, in these times that we're not prepared for, that the best of us really comes out, that the true beauty of our soul emerges. If we continue to have faith, if we persevere, if we have endurance, if we really seek God and look for God, we'll be surprised at what He reveals about who we are. Some things we haven't been able to uncover for a long time. Sometimes we built up this whole exterior, this whole wall around us, We don't even understand who we are anymore. We've lost sight of the true beauty of who we are. It's kind of like that coal I was sharing. You know, the rough exterior. But under pressure, under heat and extreme pressure, that beautiful diamond emerges. And each one of us has that soul. But we're in a process of restoration. We're in a process of recreating ourselves. In the Chun Sung Gyung, a holy book, it says, the basic principle is that the spirit world is governed by love. Isn't that amazing? That the spirit world is governed by love. That love is what guides, it directs, and shares with us the direction of our life. And restoration refers to the perfection of character based on love. Right? Not based on just hard work or just on our knowledge or just on our power, just on our finances, just on our devotions, but it's based on love, that we are restored, that we are renewed. We are moved and our character is engrafted to heaven's side when love occupies the central position. So right now we're going through our challenges. We're being confronted with our reality of who we are, of maybe that neglected spirit that we haven't had time to invest in, maybe a neglected relationship that we didn't give enough to, maybe just ourselves. We haven't paid enough attention to who's inside of here. And now if we can occupy this place of love, if we invite God in, if we surround ourselves with our family, our friends, to renew that vision of love of who we truly are, we can see restoration come about. Because each one of us, like that coal, is meant to be a diamond. Right? So what is coal? Coal, how does a diamond form, right? So there's this carbon, right, throughout the world, and carbon can form itself into different things, like a lump of coal, right? And coal is that carbon coming together, but it's not purified. Now, deep within the earth, under extreme pressure and extreme heat, and a purified carbon comes together and crystallizes, and that becomes a diamond. So under extreme pressure, like we're experiencing now, finally that purification process can happen. So what are the things about diamonds that make them beautiful, make them wonderful? First is their purity. They've been purified, right? It was once this one item, and it got melted and pushed down until the essence of it came out. Until it's just shone through as this clear and beautiful shining jewel, a diamond. And it went through a process of purification. It went through a process of getting out everything that was not of its essence and coming down to that singular carbon, that pure carbon. And in that experience, purified, and the clarity of that diamond, the beauty of that diamond comes out and is emerged. So first off, it is purified. Now each one of us, we need to grow, we need to develop, we need to continue to find new things in life and be better at our work and be more knowledgeable and be better husbands and wives. But where does it start? It starts with a purified heart. We all need to grow, says Reverend Mood. However, before we pursue growth, more important is cultivating a pure heart. Right? Cultivating that pure heart, that we let go of our resentments, our angers, our stresses. We forgive ourselves, we forgive others. We come to the altar with a pure heart, a heart of love, of hope, of faith. And when we come with that purified heart, that innocence of a child, that purity of a newborn, right? We can start to see that true growth happen. That growth as who we are supposed to be. Not that growth of someone else, someone we've been trying to imitate, someone we've been trying to be like. But our true self comes because we've purified ourselves first. Therefore, you need to take time to pray and offer devotion. Our prayer time, our devotion time, it's a time of cleansing, a time of purification. The second thing about a diamond is its durability. It's strong, right? It's so strong, and you can't scratch it, you can't break it. It can be put in the fires, and it'll come out shiny just like before. It's real durable. because it went through that pressure. It went through that time of conforming itself, of becoming pure. And in that, it became this beautiful, strong force. So each one of us, right, we might be going through challenges. We might feel like it's too much and we can't make it through. But through this all, God is making us stronger, making us durable, making us someone that we can rely on, that our family can rely on, that our friends can rely on. A diamond is strong. It's stable. It knows itself. Its foundations are clear. And this is what we all hope to be. Now a diamond, right, Reverend Moon said a diamond is called a precious stone. And why is that? First of all, diamonds are the hardest material of all, right? I mean, they're amazing, right? But also, regardless of time and space, the characteristics of the diamond do not change. You can put a diamond in a party, you can put a diamond at home, and its essence remains the same. It's not influenced by everything around it. It stays the same. Furthermore, if you take a diamond stone anywhere, whether to England or Asia, it is always a diamond with the same value. So that's another element, is that universal value. That essence has that universal value. And deep down within inside of each one of us is this pure value. Equal no matter where we go, because you have been made in the image of God. That beautiful, pure self comes from God, and it might feel like it's buried way deep down inside of there, but when it comes out, we each have that same value. Every human being has the same value as sons and daughters of God. And so, like a diamond, each one of us, as we go through our struggles, our challenges, as we continue our growth and pursuit, we realize that within each one of us is that universal value. So it's something we all want to have, right? We want to be, purified and clarified. We want to get down to our essence. We want to be durable and strong and able to persevere. We want to have universal value, and we want to recognize that value in all of our brothers and sisters. So how do we get there? Each one of us is like this lump of coal. And Henry Kissinger says a diamond is a chunk of coal that is made good under pressure. Right? And you might be feeling some pressure right now. You might have felt a lot of pressure throughout your life. It might have been unwanted pressure. Maybe it was undeserved pressure. Maybe you shouldn't have had to go through that. Each one of us has our own struggles. And I'll tell you, some people's lives are definitely a lot harder than others. Some people's challenges are insurmountable. We got to pray for each other. We got to love one another, because we are going through life and it's going to put pressures on us. Pressures from our own self, our own expectations, pressure from our family and their expectations, pressure from the environment around us and society. And we're going to feel these pressures, and through it all, we're either going to come out as that purified coal, or we're going to just want to escape. I want to encourage you to go through it, to persevere, to keep challenging yourself, to keep praying, to keep connecting to God, and see how He can use that pressure, those challenges, to make you better. Daniel Defoe, an author, wrote, "The soul is placed in the body like a rough diamond, and it must be polished, or the luster of it will never appear." Right? So each one of us, we have that inside of us, but it's up to us, right? God planted it inside of us, but we have the responsibility to grow ourselves. Yes, He has His grace and His love and His forgiveness, but we need to make a choice, brothers and sisters, to grow up, to develop, to polish that off, to clean it up, so that when we grow up, we become mature and beautiful diamonds. We shine bright with that light. It's a choice we make day in and day out. Am I going to get up and grow today? Am I going to get up and develop today? Am I going to push myself forward today? Or am I going to stay where I'm at? And so we need to challenge ourselves and continue to grow. And it's this whole process, right? And some people are going to make it through, and some people won't. And what's the difference is that endurance, that commitment, that faith, that hope. Now, if you don't have faith, if you don't have hope, it's going to be really hard to see the bright lining, the hope at the end of the tunnel. It's going to be really challenging to keep enduring through unwanted, unnecessary, unwarranted challenges. But if you have faith, if you can believe what God is doing in you and through you, if you believe that God can even use bad situations, all things for your good, if you can believe that God can use even the most hopeless situation to bring hope, then you can persevere, you can endure. When we long for a life without difficulties, which we sometimes do, right? Remind us that oaks grow strong in contrary winds and diamonds are made under pressure. It's from Peter Marshall. He shared this to remind ourselves not to avoid the challenges of life, but to go through them, believing that through it we will strengthen our roots, that through it we will purify our souls, and we will become the beautiful objects which we are always meant to be. Now there's 4 things of how we become these diamonds, of how we shape ourselves into this way. Of course, it's within each one of us, but it's our choices. So first off is to endure. Right? This doesn't just mean to wait around. It doesn't mean to avoid. No, we have to walk into the storm and through it. And it's going to hurt and it's going to be heavy and we're going to feel burdened down sometimes. But keep persevering. Keep pursuing the goals that are in your heart. Keep pursuing the marriage that's right in front of you. Don't let it fall away, but keep giving your all to it. You know, keep enduring and pushing through and strengthening yourself. Endure all things and believe what God is going to do in you. Also have patience. Everything is going to take time to grow. It's never going to be easy, right? There's going to be challenges. And you're going to think, oh, well, can't I just punch this problem in the face? Can't I just push through it all? Can't I just endure so strongly? No, you also have to give yourself time, patience. All growth, no matter what it is, God has designed all growth to grow through periods. You're going to have to go through the same step-by-step process in order for you to grow and develop into that beautiful diamond. But I also want to encourage us to do this together. You know, when all that pressure is going on, it's pushing all those carbon molecules together, right? You got a family around you, and this pressure all around your family right now can feel so inhibiting. Right? You can feel claustrophobic. But come together, embrace that closeness. Bring it together, because you know what you might find? Is that diamond, that value, that hope you've been searching for all this time is right there within your family. Your husband, your wife, your kids, your parents, your grandparents. When you come together, you might realize that God had that special treasure right in your home this whole time. And support one another. You don't know what your brother or sister is carrying right now. You don't know the challenges in your heart. Too often, they're unspoken. These burdens that our family is carrying, these burdens our neighbors are carrying. So we got to come together, pray, support each other. That together as one family, we can get through this and become God's sons and daughters. And finally, we got to come back to our essence. Our essence. What is our essence? Our essence is God. God's love is within each one of us. Each one of us is built in His image. Each one of us has that internal nature that reflects and resembles God, our Heavenly Parent. And we have to start seeing that within ourselves. Take away all the titles, all the show, all the problems, all the stresses that we put on ourselves, all the things that we thought we had to become. And open ourselves up to the true essence of ourselves, our original nature. So through our prayer, through our devotions, we come to reconnect with God as our Heavenly Parent. And as we see God as our parent, we start to see ourselves as His sons and daughters. And we start uncovering that essence, that truth within us. In 1 Peter 5:10 it says, "And after you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace, who has called you all to His eternal glory in Christ, will Himself restore, confirm, strengthen, and establish you." That as we endure through this, as we push through these challenges that we're facing, as we push through the isolation, the devastation, the job loss, the sickness, the worries, the strains in our relationships, as we push through and keep our faith in God, keep praying, keep that hope, that joy, that love within our hearts, we see that God himself will restore us. He will confirm us. He will strengthen us. And he will establish us strongly on this earth. That your value will be established. That you will see that deep value that you possess has been out there all along. So brothers and sisters, I know your family is going through stresses right now. I know that you have worries right now. I know that we don't even know when this whole isolation is going to end. We can't see that timeline, and that stresses us out, and being stuck and confined and worried about our neighbor and our family that we cannot see. It puts strains on our hearts. Being stuck in our house and having to figure out ourselves and looking at ourselves each day and not being able to run off to work or run off to our hobbies. It is putting strain on us. But believe that through these pressures, we can have this hope that God will renew us and restore us. In James 1:12 it says, "Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial. For when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love him." And when you have endured this test, when you have just pushed yourself a little bit further, God will place that crown on you and say, "Welcome, my son. Welcome, my daughter, to whom I'm well pleased. You are the one I've been waiting for, and I want to honor you today." So brothers and sisters, I encourage you to keep going through, keep persevering, keep your hope, keep your belief in God. That even in your darkest, most hopeless situation, that God is making beautiful things out of you. And each one of you is that true diamond, is that true essence of God. So let us embrace this challenge and become shining bright diamonds for this whole world to see. Let us pray. God, our Heavenly Parent, we love you. We love you, God. We are so honored to be called your sons and daughters. We know that you have declared good things for each one of our lives. You have decided that each one of us should be entitled to a life of true love, a life of true life, a true lineage, a true family. God, you have called us to be your true sons and daughters. God, but we have allowed many things to clutter that up. And we were once this pure, bright, shining spirit. We have allowed all this junk to pile up, and we feel sometimes like we are a lump of coal. God, let us see our true essence today. God, let us hear your word and see what you see when you look at us, God. Open our hearts, Lord. This world needs your restored sons and daughters. God, you need us to reclaim our identity. You need us to acknowledge who we are, so that this world can be saved, so that our brothers and sisters can see the hope in their hopeless situation, so that those that are sick can see there's a way to be healed, God, so that those who are in despair can see that there can be joy through the storm, God. Let us be their hope. Let us be their light. Let us shine brightly to restore this world for you, God. God, we pray for our brothers and sisters around this world that need you now. God, let us lift them up in our prayers. Let us think about our neighbor and our brother and sister that are physically or spiritually, emotionally sick, wounded, and desolate. Let us lift them up, God, that they can feel your love, God, that they can feel what we feel inside. God, and if any of us are coming here this morning feeling this way as well, God, I just pray your healing and your love can be in their life. Because one person at a time we can restore this world. If one person today can be affected by this message, God, we can start restoring this world. If one person here can claim today that they are the true son and daughter of God, we can see this world restored, recreated, remade in your image. God, we offer this prayer to you. We will offer up our worship service this morning to you. And I pray this in all of our names gathered here this morning, God, as your sons and daughters, and in your holy name, God. We pray this. Amen. Not you. Not you. Thank you so much, brothers and sisters, for joining us. It's such a pleasure and honor to serve you, to be the mouthpiece this morning, to share this encouragement. And I know that actually in my preparations for these services, I'm really challenged thinking about these words, and I'm also renewed and given new hope. And I hope that this word also gives you that new hope. And we just want to pray and support one another. And here at Gather Family Church, we have this beautiful community. I'm sorry you can't see them, because they're amazing people. A shout out to my family here. We love you guys. We have the best community that I'm so proud to be a part of. They have given my family so much in their prayers and their support and in their fellowship with us. And so we just want to greet you all today. And if you're new here, we want to connect with you as well. If you are on our Facebook, please write #connect. We'll reach out to you. We want to connect with you. We want to serve you. Any next steps that you are looking for, if you need prayer, guidance, support, we want to be here for you. So please connect with us, #connect. If you would like prayers, whether you want to identify that prayer or you just want to let us know you want prayers, #prayer. We want to pray. We are a church community. We've got wonderful brothers and sisters that will pray for you. Please let us know. Let us identify those so we can help you. And if you'd like to support us, text GIVE to the phone number here, 855-247-6182. We appreciate your support and donations so we can share this message. It's also just an offering that you can make to God. And so we just want to invite you to do that. This whole service is an offering to God. Your presence here is an offering to God, and you made him so happy today to see your face, to see you. We're just glad to share this time with all of you. So this month we're going to be doing our sermon series on You Rock. So we want to encourage you. You do rock. You are made in God's image, and you are beautiful. We just got a little work to do to get some of the rough edges sorted out. So we want to support you in that. So tune in and join us. And we want to just close out.
So we hope God spoke to you today in some way, whether it was something small or something big. We hope you can share it with someone today. It just means so much more when you're able to share what you're going through, what you're experiencing, what you're learning with someone else, whether they're in your home or online across the country. And we just pray and wish you all a wonderful, blessed week. None of us know how long this will go on, but we'll keep being connected. So thanks for being a part of us today, and we invite you to sing along with us to close off our service or pray, whatever it is that you need to do in this moment. We're going to go ahead and close.
Amazing grace, brothers and sisters. Receive it and be renewed today.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. Oh, I can see you now.
God bless and see you next week.